I'm MDW here on behalf of Getdatables. I'm here today with Kobe Durst. How you doing today, Kobe?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Big week this week. You're gonna be at the All Glory event for Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. The Impact Wrestling is doing like a wrestling party. A bunch of from Illinois area, and I'll be representing Black Label Pro, facing AJ Gray at the All Glory show. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Josh Matthews actually said that yesterday that all the Impact higher ups and everything, all the Impact eyes will be at that event. And he wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets signed or offered a contract that same night based off their performance. How does that make you feel?
I'm really excited. Like I've been training really hard, and I think I'm in a place that I have something that I feel really good about offering, or any company for that matter.
Well, I feel like a lot of companies need to start looking at the indies because there's a lot of great talent out here on the indies that's not getting used and really needs to have
Mhm.
a platform that thrives and show what they got. Given if we're going in a wrestling boo, which everyone keeps saying we are, we need to put our best foot forward and plan for the future, not for like the now.
Right. There's something to be said for longevity, and in my head, um, learning how to wrestle by wrestling, and actually traveling town to town and working your way through the circuit. I think that's how you really learn how to last.
hmm What's your relationship with Ethan Page?
My relationship,
Yeah.
I would say easy. He's my mentor. So uh, Ethan Page runs Alpha One Wrestling in Ontario. Is probably the biggest wrestling company that's kind of like close to my house. So what I would do is when I was just starting out, I would always like show up early to his shows. I would help set up the ring and tear down the ring, and eventually, um, after always showing up and offering to help out, he gave me a shot and started like offering me spots in the car, buying me lunch, paying for my gas, paying for my hotels, and just teaching me how to wrestle, how to be a worker, and not just um, and actually stand out and not just be another.
Would you owe a lot of everything you've done to Ethan Page?
Yeah, I wouldn't be as far as I am. He's done a lot for
Have your
me.
relationship with Ethan Page helped you? Like, has he? Have you ever told him, "Hey, I know you're an Impact and all. Can I come in there and do a trial match, anything like that?" Or you try to do it like clean cut, like try to do it yourself, not try to get on his coattails, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say this about him: he makes sure that you work for it. Like I've been traveling with him for years, and while he's gotten me different opportunities, when you get those opportunities, when you get those big match situations, you have to perform in them, right? You have to make sure that you're ready. You have to make sure that you've like done the necessary preparation. You've been, training properly and prepared a performance that is going to stand out.
hmm One of the best matches I think I've watched a couple of matches. This might be my favorite match we've had all year. Was when you were at Warhorse a couple of weeks ago.
What was that? My match with Warhorse?
hmm
Um, it was a. I'd say it was one of my favorite matches that I've had at Black Label Pro. He and I have very similar hard hitting go get 'em styles, and the feud that we had where we were fighting over the Indiana State Championship that he beat me for, and then the ultimate. My team, the Blood Diamond. It was pretty exciting.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You wrestled them in February too.
Yeah, yeah, both the matches. I think I liked our first match a little bit more than the second. Just and I think it was I don't remember. I think we were a little bit rushed or something might have happened. But honestly, I love working him all the time. We've worked at freelance, worked at Glory Pro, working at Black Label Pro. Warhorse is great. He rules ass.
Are there any differences? Like, cause I know when you wrestled him in February, he was like, he wasn't Warhorse yet. He was still like Jake. And since you
What's
say
up?
it's like when you wrestled him in February, was his style any different, or was it like still the same?
Um, like it was different in the sense that like once you've wrestled somebody like the more often that you wrestle people, the more you kind of feel for them. The first time I ever wrestled him, probably in I think it was 2015 in Oshawa, Ontario, down back when he was the littlest Viking. And I don't even know if I was the Diamond Tiger. I was hardly even wrestling. I don't even know if I had been to America at that time. So the feud with him has been pretty exciting.
You wrestling Gray, was it AJ Gray on Saturday? The Black
Yeah,
Label
AJ's
Pro
great.
Midwest champion. Are you? What is your plan for that match?
Um, so one thing about AJ Gray is we actually had a tryout match for Beyond Wrestling probably like 9 months ago. It didn't work out quite as well for us, so we're hoping that the experience that we've gained and the work that we've put in is going to really pay off. I know AJ's a bigger guy and he can fly too, so I guess you just kind of come at it with everything you've got and bring out as much intensity and really just show them what Kobe Durst um, is capable of. And I think staying out of your head and just trying to remind yourself that that's a place that you've worked hard to get to and that you belong.
Yeah, I understand that. Are you guys gonna try to go up there and it's like, do you know if there's gonna be a set time limit for that match yet? Or is it gonna be like everyone gets to go out there and get the time they want to go, balls to the wall, and do what they want to do?
Can you say that one more time?
Do you know if everyone's gonna have a set time limit for this show, or do you know are they gonna be like everyone's gonna discuss it before the show and everyone's gonna hope to get as much time as they need to do what they want to do?
Mhm.
Because I'm assuming this is like a show that everyone's gonna do to like this is like a show to showcase what your talent is to Impact Wrestling and show people why you should be signed to Impact Wrestling and why people should have their eyes on you.
Yeah, exactly. You want to show them why like why would they sign? So and you know I know that they you know I've met some of the guys before. Like obviously the North is the tag team champions. I've done like Michael Elgin's training camp. I've worked really hard. I think that uh, come all glory, my hard work is going to really show that. I think it'll.
Now, if you were to tell people why they should watch Art Glory, give them 3 reasons they should be watching it on Saturday.
To me, the All Glory show is, in a way, it would be almost like a Impact Wrestling's like NXT event. It's right before the Bound for Glory show. WWE always has their NXT takeovers. To me, All Glory is the potential future stars for.
You cut out there. What you say?
Yeah, it's kind of like the NXT for Impact, almost in a sense. Like the potential future stars for Impact Wrestling are being showcased on All Glory.
Other than your match, what other match should people be having their eyes on the All Glory card?
Well, I know I'm going to be riding up from Canada with Space Monkey and Mark Wheeler, so those will be a couple guys to keep your eyes on. I know I'm really excited to see Alex Zane and Blake Christensen on the show. Um, I'm really excited about I think freelance wrestling is a scramble with like Isaiah and Craig Mitchell and uh, a bunch of those guys. So that's pretty exciting. Uh, I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I think those are the ones. I've wrestled for Warrior Wrestling. I'm excited to see their match.
Yeah, so you wrestled Lou Festa for your Alpha Male title earlier this year.
Lufisto?
Lufisto, I did not say it.
Yeah. We had a really killer match. He was awesome.
Now, intergender wrestling is still one of those things where it's like it's it's about even on the negative and the positives of it. And I feel like it's the thing that people need to understand. That's something that it's done in all like am I right? It's done in all wrestling schools. Like the men will square up with the women sometimes, and that's just what happens. I feel like when it's done right, it can be good and it can be great, but sometimes there's always like a couple weeks ago when Tessa Blanchard wrestled Madam Fulton. Those were one of the times where like, okay, that's something you just don't need to do. Not because they're male or female, because Madman Fulton's just huge. He's just huge. And I would say he shouldn't be wrestling Tessa Blanchard. He just shouldn't be wrestling people that are like smaller than him. Because it's going to be almost unbelievable. You know what I mean?
Well, to me, pro wrestling is more comparable to a video game than it is to actual fighting. Like in a video game, you can have guys and girls fighting each other, and it's just gonna their moves mesh together, and even though the guy might be like throwing a fireball, and you might have like I don't know dice, like those characters are fighting in that video game. Um, and with pro wrestling, like it's not fake, but it's definitely not real either, right? We're working together to create a performance, and if you have something against intergender wrestling for your own personal reasons, like that's on you. Not like a lot of people just don't like wrestling in general, right? And that's okay. Um, but no, intergender wrestling is like a really amazing. I think that the matches and the stories that can come of it really add something to the sport.
So like, but do you understand what I'm saying? Like, where it could be like, so, okay, so you're like at the point where it's just like pro wrestling similar to a video game, and we can do all these things. Like, we're not like we shouldn't be compared to real fighting. We should just be compared to honestly,
No, it's
pro
not
wrestling
real
shouldn't have
fighting
any
at all.
comparison.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. If women want to fight to be in the NFL, if women want to fight to fight men in the UFC, that's a totally different battle than being in pro wrestling. As far as like women fighting men in pro wrestling, that's fair game.
Do you think there will be intergender wrestling on like the larger stage of companies? Because that's the one thing
Yeah,
Impact Wrestling really has on like everyone else. Everyone else, like the big companies, WWE, AEW, they don't do intergender wrestling, and they really have no plans
I,
to do it.
honestly, I don't see why a woman couldn't be on 205 Live.
Me neither.
Honestly, I don't see why a woman couldn't fight for a main title. If I'm being honest, but I think that if you're gonna start it, like if or I don't know, I'm gonna say something. Yeah, I'm just pro intergender wrestling, and I think televised. I think that there should be proper storylines behind it. I think that it should have meaning. Um, just like all wrestling. I like.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I'm not
Mhm.
against pro intergender wrestling. I just think there's like it's a way to do it right, just like there's a way to do it wrong with all forms of wrestling, all forms of anything.
100%. And I'll say this: there's a lot of bad wrestling out there, right? Um, so yeah, like I'm sure there'll be some bad intergender wrestling. It happens, but
Yeah.
there's also going to be some great ones.
You got to wrestle Ruby Riot a couple years ago
Yeah,
before she was actually Ruby Riot. What did
I
you learn
wrestled
from
her
that
like
match?
3 or 4 times. Yeah. Um, the one crazy one where like I pile drived her off the bar. Well, we had a couple crazy ones, but like the one I really remember, um, where like we fought outside and she like ended up bleeding because I sat like I sabooed her while she was on the top rope and she was like losing her balance at the time, so she couldn't put her hand up. And anyway, she got a little cut on her head, and it just opened right up. And when I went to grab her on the top rope, I didn't realize she was cut, and it opened up. So like these are the real risks that like we take with intergender wrestling. But I mean, at the end of the day, she was fine, and obviously she's like thriving, and she's doing amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah, I think she's great. I think it's unfortunate that she had to get a double shoulder surgery. Right when she got the surgery, that's when I was really like buying into her and starting to like her.
Yeah, but
But
you know what? She's doing her thing, and she's recovering. And when she comes back, it's going to be huge.
hmm so at the C4 event, you got to be a part of LAX's last C4 wrestling event, and you faced them in a triple tag team match. What did you? Yeah, how special was that moment for you to be a part of that? Because it was a
Dude, it
special
was
night.
nuts. First of all, one of the fans was like gracious enough. They painted a door that like had LAX like written on it. Like they had their like faces painted or like the logo. You'd see it if you watch the match. Um, and that match was crazy. There was three different teams that like really just like balls to the walls wrestling, and we like doors and chairs and tables. And just that match was so crazy and so much fun. And the main event of C4 wrestling was like just like it was unbelievable.
I really love LAX. I love what they've done for tag team wrestling. I feel like tag team wrestling has been a lost art, and I've seen like Impact Wrestling and AEW trying to show people why it's great again. Now let's, and it seems like there's a lot of great indie tag teams out there that just need more eyes on them. Just need more eyes on them, and there's nothing enough. Just need eyes on them.
Yeah, well, the thing that I like about like me and Matt Angel and C4 wrestling is like we had such a history, a rivalry. Like previous to that, we were main eventing shows against each other, um, and just the weird pair that ended up becoming the tag team champions and now working together as a unit. It's a really fun story, and I really like.
Yeah, so like if you're one of those talents that's offered a contract on Saturday, will Matt Angel join you from time to time in an Impact Wrestling if they like need a tag team to go up against the North if they're still champions after Sunday? Could he come there, do a couple of things with you if you get that contract?
If Impact has a spot for a tag team, I would absolutely want. I'd welcome Matt Angel.
Okay. Well, it's been great talking to you. Are you going to be at Bound for Glory on Sunday?
No, I don't think I'll actually be at. Uh, I think we're heading back.
You're going to watch it though. It's going to be a great card. Other great talent on there.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be like a pretty great card. Get to see my buddy Ethan Page do his thing. I'm pretty excited.
All right. Bound for Glory this Sunday. You can watch Impact Plus. You can watch Fight TV. Great card. The main event: Sammy Callahan versus Brian Cage. All Glory. You know, Kobe Durst versus let me think. AJ Gray. AJ
What's
Gray.
up?
The guy you faced on Saturday. AJ Gray.
AJ Gray, yes sir.
AJ Gray. That's gonna be on Twitch. but it's really everyone can see it.
Yeah, and that's pretty exciting. But on Twitch.
It's been great talking to you. Wish you luck in your future and everything else you're gonna be doing.
Yeah, thanks, pal. Thanks for the interview.